Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 1809 of What's Up Now. Face value of your core. I use that to summarize the content that I created today. We're talking about in the Get Up, not a Get Up and Go challenge, in the Get Your Goals annual challenge, we're talking about your core values. What are those things that are so important to you, you will not compromise on them. They're inherent and they help you make decisions. They're just who you are. For me, it's love, continuous improvement, or personal growth and development, continuously growing and moving toward becoming a better version of myself. I did a whole challenge on that last year. Obviously, that is central and core to my being. And then other ones. Well, today we're just going to share 3 overarching core values that we have. And I talked just briefly about the 9-part life framework. Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, contribution, communication, and confidence are the 9 areas of life. That's the framework I use, and I don't have a great graphic for it. I just list them out. I guess I could create one this year. That might be kind of fun as part of the challenge, to create a graphic representation of that and how it speaks to me. But it's all so interconnected and related that that is a value of mine. A core value of mine is simplification and frameworks and processes and systems and making life easier and creating what we want, etc., etc. So we're talking about core values today and sharing 3. Our idiom to kind of correspond with that for Supersize Your Business is to take things at face value. To take things at face value comes from, the monetary or the financial sector. It's been well documented since the 1850s. And it has to do with what is the value of something that's printed on it. So we all agree that a dollar bill is worth $1. A $100 bill is worth $100. A $50 bill is 50, 20, etc. We, as an American culture and society, agree that that's the value, is what's denominated on that, or documented or printed on that bill. And so if I go to the store and I want to buy something, I can exchange my $50 bill for $50 worth of merchandise. And that's how it works. And again, that's a massive oversimplification, but that's what it means. And then the face value of life insurance policies and, annuities, stocks, bonds, etc., are what's printed on that document. So if 100 years from now I turn in let's say a Tesla stock or whatever, I'm just pulling that out of thin air, what is on that I can exchange for that. Now, a value of a stock share now is definitely different than it is in the future. So again, super complicated topics that I'm trying to explain and oversimplify, and I'm not a financial wizard by any stretch of the imagination. So face value means we just accept what it is. We don't argue with it. We don't argue that a $100 bill is worth more or less than $100 with a merchant. We just exchange value, right? Same is true with in our businesses and in our lives when we're interacting with other human beings. We often take things and people at face value, and what's actually in our face is not what's underneath. I think of interviewing people over the years, and their resume says one thing. You call them in, you have an interview, you see another thing. You do some homework and some research and check their references, and you find out totally different pieces of information, because what you initially saw in that resume wasn't necessarily what you were going to get in that hire in that person. Same is true in everything. Look at the media and the social media especially. What you see is not necessarily what you're going to get. And if you don't do your homework, if you don't do your due diligence, if you don't investigate, then you're setting yourself up for a lot more challenges and a lot more difficulty than there has to be. Now, I found a new challenge for myself, a new technological challenge. Discovered that creating content is and the way I am currently doing it, primarily due to my vision restrictions, is really, really data heavy, and it's maxing out and over maxing by the tune of gigabytes of uploading and downloading data, our internet, and my internet bill is like through the roof. So I need to figure out over the next couple of days, how do I mitigate that? How do I fix that? What can I do different technologically to stop doing that? And having our internet bill be outrageous because they're charging by the gigabyte overage charges. You know, it's just like anything else. Our cell phones do that. The old phone companies used to do that, you know, long distance calls. It's crazy. But if these big companies can find a way to charge you for it, they find a way to charge you for it. And sometimes this has just recently happened. It didn't used to be this way, but now all of a sudden they figured out a way to charge for it, and it's costing us hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And so I say no to this. So if anybody knows anything about that, hit me up. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow just to let you know what I'm doing as I transition from the brick and mortar corporate world of business to the online world of business. Annual challenge this year, get your goals every day. We're doing one thing every day to help people, including me, get what we want by focusing on the entire topic of goals and how we can actually use those in our life and break it down into little daily bite-sized pieces to make sure that we are always moving toward getting what we want, even on a subconscious level. All right. Have an awesome day. I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.